So recently, Sony announced that they were making an El Muerto movie, starring Bad Bunny. And the internet decided to get mad about this because, to quote the kids, "Humegalo?" And yeah, that's fair. I mean, El Muerto appeared in 2 comics 15 years ago and hasn't appeared since. So of course, I read those comics, and I actually really liked them. And that got me thinking about how I would make my own El Muerto movie. But first, here's a quick recap of the character and his story. 10 years before the story starts, a mysterious figure known only as the Gilded One confronts the current holder of the title of El Muerto. That's Marcus Estrada, along with his son, Juan Carlos Estrada. The Gilded One tells them that one of them is going to have to fight him for the right to keep the mask of El Muerto. Marcus sends Juan Carlos to fight in his place, but Juan Carlos runs out of fear. As a retaliation, the Gilded One kills Marcus by ripping off his head, then gives the mask to Juan Carlos. He then tells Juan Carlos that he has 10 years to train. In that time, he must unmask a true champion of the people and publicly humiliate him, and if he's unable to do that, then his life is forfeit. He ends up targeting Spider-Man, and somehow they end up together in a luchador fight. Spider-Man wins the fight, obviously, and they both end up in the hospital. The Gilded One then shows up, now calling himself El Dorado. Spider-Man and El Muerto must work together to defeat him. Spider-Man then ends up using science to melt El Dorado's armor. Spider-Man's arc throughout the story was reconciling the fact that science and magic aren't too different, and this is the payoff for that, since El Dorado spent the whole time talking about magic. El Muerto and Spider-Man use this vulnerability to defeat El Dorado, but El Dorado manages to escape, and El Muerto and El Dorado are never seen again. The comic was cancelled before they could continue the storyline. So that's not much, especially because any direct adaptation of the story would be more of a Spider-Man story than an El Muerto story. So here's the pitch for my El Muerto movie. So first, I'm gonna split El Dorado into 2 characters, the Gilded Saint and El Dorado. If you've been keeping up with Black Cat comics at all, you'll recognize the Gilded One as a skeleton who trades riches with people for immortality. That's not too different from El Dorado giving the El Muerte mask in trade for a fight. These characters are similar enough that I think we can splice them together and mix them up. This allows us to have a team-up movie later on, where Black Cat and El Muerto team up to take on the Gilded Saint. I'm almost out of time, but I've got more ideas, so hit that like button and I'll do a part 2.